What's up, it's Zadie, welcome to Flytte Kartina, and today we're going to be reviewing the movie Thor Ragnarok. Now, Marvel has been releasing movies for a long time, so you'd expect them to have a little bit of a downfall, but no. This movie was actually kind of good. It was, there wasn't a decline in the movies of Marvel, kind of like DC, but there's gonna be some stuff that we're gonna go over. So, just to preview things, we're gonna have the basic structure, we're gonna have the non-spoiler portion and the spoiler rant portion of this video. Non-spoiler portion, I'm gonna split into two, where I basically explain the rating of the movie and then why you should maybe watch it. And in the spoiler rant is the second half of the portion, but it's my favorite portion, so we're gonna just spend a lot of time there. Me ranting about stuff, and I'm already getting kind of excited about it, so let's get to it. So the MPAA rated this movie a PG-13 for intense sequences of sci-fi action and violence and brief suggestive material. As per the Motion Picture Association of America, there's some vague terms in there, and you don't know what any of this stuff is. It's like every other PG-13 movie that you've probably seen before. There could be more bad stuff than you were expecting it to be. So I'm gonna break it down for you guys in the next few minutes. Intense sequences of sci-fi action and violence. So let's think about this for a minute. Where is Thor located? Yes, he's in space, so there are 9 realms in Norse mythology, and so Thor's not going to be on Earth, as we can see from the clips of the video. So there's going to be sci-fi, science fiction, action, and violence. If you know Thor, he's a very violent man. I mean, come on, have you seen some of his stuff that he's done in Avengers and stuff? He's gonna hit stuff with a hammer and maybe his face, or his fist, or all three. And violence-wise, I'd say, yeah, there's a few scenes where I'm just let's not... You didn't have to put that in there. For a reference point, there's a scene where a guy gets impaled by a giant, spike growing out of the ground, and it's really gross, and it's just why did you have to do that? You just, I don't think anybody actually died a horrific death in this, not that I remember. It was also late at night, and my friends and I were figuring out about other parts, so I'm just gonna say it wasn't that bad for what it could have been. So, brief suggestive material. There's a scene where it could be not in there at all. There's a ship where there's a ship that they fly, and it's a really it's a nice spaceship, but you don't expect spaceships to have this sort of activity on them where you're just yeah, they mention that one of the guys who owned the ship previously before they stole it, is that the guy who used it before used it for something not space related. There's also a portion where Hulk is, when Bruce Banner turns into the Hulk, or the Hulk turns into Bruce Banner, there's gonna be some stuff that's gonna shrink or not shrink, and it's weird. And you don't remember it to the point where you're just the image is in your mind for the entirety of the movie, like some other movies have done. So I'm gonna pull up the frequency chart, and we're gonna say, on a scale of 1 to 10, how frequent were these things? I'm gonna say a 4.5-ish. It wasn't a continual occurrence like Guardians of the Galaxy 2 continual occurrence. It was just these random things I did not expect that to happen, but now it's gone, so I don't need to worry about it anymore. So the rating of the movie is pretty accurate, I'd have to say. It's the middle scale of the very intense PG-13 and then the mellow PG-13, where there were just a few scenes that they were yeah, let's make this PG-13. It's the happy medium of PG-13-ness. So I would recommend this movie. I mean, if you're looking for a laugh and some good entertainment, I would say watch this movie. Is it the greatest movie that Marvel has made? No. No, it isn't. I mean, you're gonna have some ups and downs, Marvels. So I would say you can go and watch this movie. If you want something to laugh about, I laughed a lot in this. It was great. I loved it a lot. I would say, yes, you can go watch this movie. I would, not say don't watch this movie at all, but, it's kind of funny and it's entertaining and it's what I wanted to see if I wanted to have a good laugh and have some lighthearted comedy in it and also have a really good plotline. To wrap this non-spoiler movie review up, I'm going to bring out the magical scale of movies. On a scale of Steamboat Willie to Deadpool, how appropriate is this movie? Mostly for kids, but just how appropriate is it in general? And I would say it is a 5, and we don't have a 5 yet, and I'm so excited to show you guys what I have done with this thing. It's gonna be so exciting. I mean, we're just opening up a whole new category of things. It's great. So we have Steamboat Willie, Incredibles, Tangled, El Dorado, and then there is 5, which is Night at the Museum. I'm so happy we've opened up this whole new category, and there's so much more to come. There's that entire spectrum of 6 and on to unfold. So if you know what Night at the Museum is, you get a basic sense of what Thor Ragnarok is in terms of the rating and whether or not you should see it. So that is it for the non-spoiler portion. So if you have not seen this movie, I would say stop here, don't watch anymore, because I'm going to go into some stuff that will spoil the movie for you. If you are going to continue, I would love to have you stay, all 17 of you. Thank you, new subscribers, for, kind of subscribing to my channel. Thank you so much for that. I'm appreciating that. Continue watching me. It's going to be great. I'm going to have a lot of fun. I don't have my axe with me right now, otherwise I would be swinging it around. But this is the last time I'm going to see you. Thank you so much for watching the non-spoiler review, and I'm going to, go prepare myself mentally for the spoiler rant, where I'm going to be screaming a lot about some awesome things that were happening. Hope you stick around. Otherwise, that was my review on Thor Ragnarok. Hope to see you guys all soon, and I will see you later. It's time for the spoiler rant. I'm so excited to do the spoiler rant. You guys don't even know how excited I am. It's great. So let's recap on Thor. Okay, so my storyline will be Thor gets himself in a little bit of a pickle. He kind of gets a haircut and a little bit of a paint job on the way. Then he's kind of like thrown into an arena, and then he's like, oh my goodness, I'm just gonna wipe the floor with this champion. And then the Hulk comes out and he's like, dang, okay, I'm not gonna, maybe not. I don't know if I'm as strong as the Hulk. And then there's this awesome one freeze frame that just look at that. Look at that amazing freeze frame. I just can't, it's just so great. I love it so much. It's just, it was so much awesome in one encapsulated picture. Anyways, there's this girl, and then there's another girl, and then there's this Loki, and then there's this guy who with a lot of more face paint than he should have on. Kind of reminds me of the Capitol from Hunger Games, but let's not go into that. Also, what is Loki doing? Oh, he's also being mischievous like he always is. Typical Loki. But anyways, after the arena, Thor kind of goes, hey, my planet's in danger. While he's away, Vigilante Idris Elba, aka Heimdall, is amazingly great with a sword, and he's just so awesome and boss. And look at those eyes, man. Just, could get lost in those. It's like Morgan Freeman's voice and Idris Elba's eyes. Great, both of them. In the end, there's this awesome lightning scene where it's just incredible and awesome and thunderous. So, let's move on to the spoiler rant, the actual spoiler rant. So now that we've got some background with plot, I'm gonna move on to the characters. There's obviously Thor, there's Bruce Banner, there's Hulk, there's Hela, there's Loki, there's that one girl that we don't know her name, there's that one guy we don't know his name, but there's a wonderful face paint job going on right there. And also a little bit of Odin, but let's get into that a little bit later. So let's talk a little bit about the plot. I liked the plot a lot. I mean, it was great. I loved it. Once I got into it, it was great and amazing and just incredible. I just can't get over it. It's a really good plot encapsulated into a really funny and entertaining movie. It's kind of like Guardians of the Galaxy 1. I think it was great to see Thor in this kind of view and limelight, and it's very different than what he did in Thor and then Thor the Dark World. Cinematic universe Thor does not get enough appreciation for what he does, and I just love that Marvel gave him another movie. Alright, let's move on. I'm gonna start with the stuff that I didn't like first and then move on to the stuff that I liked, because ending on a positive note is important. I don't want to end on negative stuff. So some of the stuff that I didn't like. I didn't like the Valkyrie very much. I think that she was just there to be there. One of the things that I did not like was the opening scenes. They just felt like they were just there to be there. So when Thor was talking to Surtur, it was basically a long monologue of exposition. Kind of painful to watch. In the long run, it made sense, but while I was watching it, I was like, are you really going through with this? Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed that scene. It was actually kind of funny, but it kind of went on for a long time. So the Doctor Strange scene, I liked it personally, but I feel like it was also thrown in. I'm just like, the cameo was worth it, but why? It could have been a one-shot that you just could have done. Another thing I didn't appreciate was the Grandmaster. I don't understand you, to be honest. I just can't level with you right now. He was a cool character. I just didn't know what he was there for. It's like he's trying to out-weird Thor. And one last thing that I didn't really love about this movie was Thor's attitude and character. They kind of made him comedic relief. It really didn't stick to his character. I understand the development of his character, but he went from a super serious, I hit things with my fists, and I don't think about things enough to make jokes. What? You've developed so fast and quickly. Those are the things that I kind of were negative about the movie, and that was pretty much it. Moving on to the more positive elements where I can get actually excited and pumped up to do. Brotherly love, that was great. I loved it. The get help thing, that was amazing. Marvel has a good job with its villains. It's not like Hela was one of those villains was like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna destroy the world because I feel like it. I woke up this morning and was like, Ragnarok sounds like a great idea. Heimdall, you guys, he's amazing, amazing warrior. I mean, this movie was basically like him as a side character, but I really want him to have his own movie now. Is that a possibility? I mean, an all-seeing Asgardian. Do you understand the possibilities and how awesome that is? I did like the Hulk that he had more speaking roles. It was kind of nice. Thor's like, you know, references to Black Widow. As like the Executioner's like redemption arc, he had just like conflicts throughout the entire movie, both on the good side and the bad side. He's a very conflicted character. It kind of reminds me of me when I'm trying to make the choice between macaroni and cheese and actual food. Little small things that I really enjoy. Hela's war transformation, Matt Damon, Heimdall, the tragedy of Loki, antlers, Stanley's cameo, Norway's a subtle reference to the Norse mythology, the friendship between the Hulk and Valkyrie, Thor's war paint, and that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this. It was more of a low-key thing to do. I'll see you on the other side of the screen. Bye!